Hi everybody, thanks for joining us today. I'm here with Vicky Stokes and Bob Patterson from Birdlife. I'm Sharon Meredith, I work for Pilharvey Catchment Council, and we're down here at Samphire Cove on the back of the Ramsar site here, the Peel Yalgrot wetland. We're going to give a snapshot on shorebirds and some great citizen science projects that are running here at the wetland. We're going to play a little bit of a game. I've got 3 questions lined up for these guys, but I'm going to put them on a 20-second time limit for each question, so it's a bit of an experiment. We'll see how we go. All right, so there's lots of people out there that don't know much about birds. There's many species of birds, and one of the birds that are really prevalent down here in the wetland are shorebirds. Can you tell our audience what are shorebirds? Go.
Do you want me?
Birds.
Sorry.
All right, next question.
10 seconds left. Okay. All right, that was very quick.
A shorebird basically is a bird that forages along the shore. You've got water on one side, land on the other, and shallow water between the two, and that's where the bird forages. That's why it's called a shorebird, or more commonly a wader.
Ooh, 26 seconds, but good answer. Oh. All right. So one of the citizen science projects that gets run down in the Peel here is Shorebird 2020, and it's one of the biggest citizen science counts that actually happens in this area, and it counts shorebirds.
It's one of the biggest citizen science projects in Australia.
There you go.
Probably the biggest.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like one of you to tell me a little bit more about that in 20 seconds. So tell me about the Shorebird 2020 count.
Go, Vicky.
Okay, so it's a count that occurs on one day of the year, and try to coordinate it all on the one day to count all the shorebirds, so the different types and the numbers of those birds.
Through the Peel Yalgrot Ramsar sites.
And everywhere else in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, you did it under 20 seconds. Well done. And there's a lot of volunteers that come to that as well, isn't it? It's a huge volunteer project. I think we had about 70 almost 70 volunteers helping out with that count.
And without them, Birdlife would not be able to conduct this project. Yep. So they're absolutely essential.
Yeah, so a really big volunteer-led citizen science project that's really vital for our area here. Can you tell us why Shorebird 2020 is so relevant to our area?
It's relevant because, as you mentioned, it's a Ramsar listed wetland. So it actually, and it's Ramsar listed because of its importance as habitat for shorebirds. So it's really important for us to make sure that we protect this habitat and look after it. And so the idea of the shorebirds is that it gives us those annual counts which allow us to track trends in shorebird numbers. So to identify if there's declines and why they might occur, or if birds are doing well.
Great.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Bob?
The other thing is that there are certain criteria you must meet to be listed as a Ramsar wetland, and that is part of the count to establish that we are meeting the criteria every year.
Yep, that's right. Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, and I guess if you had to come down here to Samphire Cove and you're going to look for shorebirds, what's a great shorebird to look out for? What might you see here?
So probably one of the most obvious ones is the eastern curlew, which is our biggest shorebird, and it's actually critically endangered. So we're pretty lucky to have the opportunity to be able to see that bird still in this region. So, yeah. What about you, Bob? What do you see?
I see whimbrel and probably a whole variety of sandpipers down here also.
Lovely. Well, thanks for joining me today, Bob and Vicky. Hopefully you didn't get eaten alive. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon. I had this argument with a guy not so long ago, and we were talking about birds. I said, look, I'm not a good birder. And he looked at me and he said, but you do a lot of birding. I said, you're right, but that doesn't make me a good birder. So people get the wrong idea just because I'm always out there looking at birds that I'm a good birder. I'm not.
Should take those binoculars off your net.
Absolutely. Maybe the shirt too.